بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل Muhammad. Inshallah, our lecture is going to be today to be about a letter to 313. 313 here is not an area code for Detroit or Dearborn like some people mentioned. We're going to talk about 313, the people who are going to be serving Imam Mahdi directly. And those people are very close to Imam Mahdi in a way that they'll be representing him all over earth, not just in one place. And we have many misconceptions that some people think all of them, all the 313, they're going to be a leader, a warrior. All of them going to be like Supermans with many warriors together. In reality, it's not going to be like this. The 313 they have specialties. Some of them with war, some of them with politics, some of them with different areas that can build a government. And that's very important. And where do we get this? Where did we get this number? Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned this number in different surahs, but He didn't say their numbers. He mentioned how those people are important. And I'm sure you heard about them many times. You did watch many movies about them. Today I'm gonna go more deeper. I'm gonna send a letter for them, for those people. At the same time, I wanna say many people now in Middle East are liars. They're pretending to be Yamani. Some of them they're pretending to be Mahdi. Like for example, someone in Iraq, his name Ahmad al-Hassan, and he's saying I am the Mahdi. And someone even in Lebanon now, he's pretending to be al-Yamani. And there's someone in Yemen, he's saying I am the Mahdi. And they're all of them competing with knowledge to show that they are connected with Imam Mahdi directly. And in reality, anyone, including myself, claim that he has a connection with Imam Mahdi, he's a liar. Because anyone before Yamani, and Yamani, he's from Yemen, he's not from Iraq. Now I heard always many rumors that many people saying that Yamani is from Iraq. You see, the riwayat, Ahl al-Bayt, is not going to talk about someone and they're going to call him Lubnani and he's going to be turned out from Iran, right? If they say this Lubnani, Yamani mean Yemen, you see? So if Ahl al-Bayt, let's say, they said there's someone going to be with Imam Mahdi and they keep mentioning his nationality, Lubnani, and someone from Iran, he come and tell you Lubnani is from Iran, I have proof, then he's not right. Something's wrong. Why? Because with this matter, there's many intelligence agencies are playing with Shias. Now, the only place is not conquered, specifically in Islam, is Shia themselves. And they want to try to destroy this temple. They want to try to destroy Shia. And how they going to destroy him? They're going to try to create this Mahdi, they're gonna try to create this Yamani to start playing with Shia, and somehow they're successful. Why? Because we have many people who love Imam Mahdi so much, and they're ready to do anything, and then when they hear someone, they keep giving them evidence from science about Imam Mahdi, and all these evidence are fake. I'm gonna go now, I want to go a little deeper to show you how fake they're presenting their information and how we need to really wake up to see where exactly the reality. Now, to go deeper, what exactly those 313, I'm gonna, someone, his name, Sayyid al-Qahtani, this one, he's pretending to be Wazir al-Imam al-Mahdi, like someone under Imam Mahdi. And he's a liar too. Why? Because he keeps saying, I am under Imam Mahdi and Imam Mahdi is teaching me many type of science. And one of the type of science he's saying about something called ilm al-tawasom. You know what ilm al-tawasom is? The science of tawasom. I'm going to mention what exactly this science is. And then I'm going to prove it. What is it exactly? What is it exactly from the Quran? And I'm going to show you he's a liar. Because I told you these days anyone will come with a new information like nobody heard of before. They will think he's presenting something, but in reality he's not presenting anything. Allah Azza wa Jal, He talked in Surah Al-Imran something very important for the new people. Every surah inside the Quran it has a message in it. For example, Surah Al-Baqarah, what is it, Surah Al-Baqarah exactly? Surah Al-Baqarah is talking about Hayat al-Dunya. If you open Surah Al-Baqarah from the very beginning to the very end, it's talking about how you behave in life. What is it about Salat? What is it about Siyam? Fasting, we get all the ahkam of fasting from Surah Al-Baqarah. And that's very important. I want you always, when you open the Quran, read it this form, this way. Do not open it like the way we always do it, because every surah has a meaning. The number of the page, the number of the ayah has a meaning. Each one of them, it has very deep meanings. And with numbering, if I want to go into it, we'll never finish. But I'm just showing you. Surah Al-Imran is anything after Surah Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran will come. Anything with Alam al-Malakut. Malakut is with Anbiya and Allah, Anything with Anbiya, Allah Azza wa Jal, He talk about. And not just Anbiya, and the Awliya too. And then Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentioned those 313 without numbering them in this Surah Al-Imran. He said, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذ تقول للمؤمنين ألن يكفيكم أن يمدكم ربكم بثلاثة آلاف من الملائكة منزلين بلى أن تصبروا وتتقوا ويأتوكم من فورهم هذا يمددكم ربكم بخمسة آلاف من الملائكة مسومين. من الملائكة, I'm gonna mention this in English. Yeah, if you remain patient and are on your guard and they come upon you in a headlong manner, your Lord will assist you with 5,000 of the Havakin angels. This name, angels Musawwamin, I'm gonna mention it in Arabic because I'm not sure is it translated wrong or right. What is it exactly? Malaika Musawwamin, those angels. If you open all the translator like usual, they're outdated. They're outside the century. I'm not gonna say outside this time. They're outside the century because we have to learn something very important. Quran always move with time. There's no ayah inside the Quran has a date of expiration. For example, when Allah Azza wa Jal talked about, let's say, Tabbat yada Abi Lahab, Allah is talking about Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab, he died how long? 1400 years ago. But we have a system of Abu Lahab. He's not specifically talking about that guy, because that guy wasn't, his real name wasn't Abu Lahab. He named him the Quran Abu Lahab. But the reality is, the system of the Quran never expire. This is very important because all those people, the new Yamanis, new Mahdis, they're pretending to be, they're using the old narration to create whatever they want to create, and they're succeeding in that. But learning the way of perception, this Quran will always prevent you from believing them, because it will give you a different immunity. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He said over here, Al-Malaika Al-Musawwamin. So for example, if those 313, Allah Azza wa Jal, He revealed this ayah because of there's 313 in Badr. Badr is the first battle for Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the people were fighting with Rasulullah from Quraysh, tribes of Quraysh. There were 1,000. And the 313, they felt themselves like they're a small group, and those one are 1,000. Allah Azza wa Jal at the beginning, especially now, we have always attack from the Christians. They say, the Christians people, they say, Allah, He's contradicting Himself in the Quran. First, He's talking about 1,000 angels. And then after that, He's talking about 2,000 angels. And after that, He's talking about 3,000 angels. Why He's contradicting Himself? Why He didn't reveal the right number? The reality is not with the angels. The reality is with the people. I want you to understand this, very important. Let me give you this example. Why Allah Azza wa Jal, He need 1,000 angel, 2,000 angel for, or 3,000 or 5,000? Subhanallah, He can just send Azrael and He can take them all in 1 second and He leave. You see why He need all these numbers? Why we didn't ask this question before? He can just send one angel who work as a substitute for Azrael to come down. In 1 second He can take them all and leave, right? It can happen. So why He gonna send 5,000 angels? The reality of Musawwamin is a malaika that go inside you in a way that you are controlling them. For example, Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentioned in a different place, وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ رَمَى. When you shoot for example, in a battle, Allah He's saying, وَمَا رَمَيْتَ إِذْ رَمَيْتَ. You did that. You clicked the trigger. You triggered that inside the gun. But this bullet is floating. it might go inside his head and come from the other side and he can still be alive, right? Who's gonna take his life? Allah Azza wa Jal. So the reality is Allah, when you do the act, Allah, He will do the results for that. If it's right, He's gonna take the results. And over here, when someone is battling the kufr, even if you are only 313 and there is not just 1,000, there is 40,000, your action, for example, your niyyah while you are on your horse, I'm talking about now in Badr, I'm not talking about while you are in your tank now instead of the horse, okay? While those people are 313, while they are on their own horses, for example, they have the sword, he's gonna hit someone, the angel is waiting there, is waiting this action to take the reaction immediately. So Allah Azza wa Jal can help you this way. So He wants you to act, He wants you to do something. And this is what we spoke last week. Dua for Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman is very important. You know, Dua al-Faraj is very important. But the problem is we are doing dua with no action. For example, I want to change all the people here around me, but I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting home, talking about my cousin. She wore, this red hijab in her wedding, and it was so bad. And then I'm gonna talk about backbite my friends, and so on and so on and so on. And I don't want to change anything. I don't want to open up, for example, a newspaper to help my different people, who are struggling with hijab, or for the man who's struggling with salat, siyam, and at the bottom of everything we do for Allah Azza wa Jal. So if you just want to sit down and criticize, for example, the mashayikh, they're not doing anything, your first question, what are you doing yourself? If you want to change the system, you have to change, it has to start with your own self. And for the new people, I always say, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said always, and this is a golden ratio political statement for Rasulullah. كَمَا تَكُونُوا يُوَلَّ عَلَيْكُمْ. Whoever you are, Allah Azza wa Jal going to send people like you. In which way? For example, Lebanese people, they always keep saying we have a very bad government who keeps stealing us, right? You always keep hearing that every single day in every news. Like you open it, people keep talking about the politicians. Same thing in Iraq, same thing in all countries. The reality is Allah Azza wa Jal is not gonna send angels to govern you if you are devils inside. Why? Because you're allowing the system to be. So, for example, if you want to change yourself, you change yourself here, you say, you know what? I'm not liking this, what's going on now. I want to change. How I'm going to change? I'm going to maybe print one paper and then spread it around. I said, like, look, I'm going to talk to the guys. I don't know how to change the community, to make better systems for the small, young generation so they can get closer to Allah. I'm starting with only one paper. This one will have an effect. You see, in physics, we have cause and effect. You see, if you want to take energy, it's always going to be translated to difference. Even if you printed one paper and you're just giving it to someone else. This paper, maybe someone will see it and he's going to print 10 or 100 or whatever it is. And then it will be a system. And those people, those systems will make 40, 50, 60, 100 people. And those 100 people, they want to change. So all the leaders in the community, they have to seek this change. They have to follow it. Because if they don't follow this change, they will be outside the equation. And it's happening now. Many of those people are outside the equation. Why? Because this change is happening inside the community. I'm not talking about good change or bad change. I'm just saying a change in general. So the ulama over here, when they talked about al-malaika musawwamin, those angels, what did they say? They said those malaika, they have like horns, they have like knives here over here, or they have dara, or it doesn't make any sense. Why those angels, they need those equipment to do with battle? Because they said they're making a battle, the 313, they're doing a battle, so the malaika, they have to come with weapons, and it doesn't make any sense. I told you, one angel who worked part-time in Azrael's business, he can just go 1 second, he can take them all those, the army, and then leave. He doesn't need 4 or 5,000 or 10,000. So the reality is, I'm gonna tell you about where the 313 came from. originally the 313 came from older than the battle of Badr with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We had a guy named Jalut, and this guy, he was fighting with against Musa, like the Jewish, and then Musa died after that, and then Allah Azza wa Jal chose Talut, he was like a king, to start fighting with Jalut. And then what did he do? He sent a big army of 40,000 people, 40,000, to fight with Talut. You see, they've been fighting. So the other army are almost 40 or 50,000, and the good army, if we can say it this way, the good people, they were like 40,000. So they were going this way. They were going to meet to start the battle. And then in their own way, Talut, he started looking at the people. He found them very weak. Some of them are very weak. Some of them, they don't want to really fight. And he said they passed like a river. And this river is very important in the science of astronomy. Last week we talked about Al-Abraj, right? The constellation of stars. And inside the constellation of stars, there's a river. Inshallah, we're gonna hit this next week after explaining that. And then when he went inside this river, the 40,000, they were very thirsty. Jalut, he told them what? He told them, do not drink from the water. Only if you want to drink from the water, just one sip, that's it. Do not drink from the water. If you drink from it, it will make you weak, very weak. So only 313 from the 40 people drink just one sip, and all of them, they start drinking very hard. So all of those people, they don't want to fight anymore. So Jalut, he left over there, the river, with only 313 people from the 40,000. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal sent them a test. And now I'm talking to every one of you. If you keep claiming that I want to be with Imam Mahdi, and I hope to be with the 313, and I want to be from the leaders, and so on, I want to change everything, I want to be, I don't know, Superman with Imam Mahdi doing all these beautiful things, from the 313. Because every time when we talk about 313, I see like many eyes, they got like, lights, and they want to be like those people, and they want to be. It is your right to be from those people, let me tell you. But Allah Azza wa Jal, to make you from those people, He has to test you the same way He tested the people who passed by the river, and they were very thirsty. And the river will be now the flood of all what you have. Now we have many things can take you away from religion, right? Bismillah, we have very beautiful women in a school, right? I'm talking out to the young people. We have very beautiful movies. Now I hear always inside the community, we have people who sell drugs, and they say, you know what? The weed, do we smoke it? It's the $10 bag. It is very popular now, and they say, it's not hurting your brain. You can do that. And why religion is saying no against it? If you go toward any one of these, this is what we call it shahawat. What's make you happy, this is shahawat. Okay? And whatever you do this, do not say it's not gonna affect me. It's for sure affecting someone's brain, or even if the research told you it's not affecting anyone's brain. Look, I've been doing research for 15 years or 10 years. Every single year I have different magazines, and like for example, American Scientist, all magazines, whatever you want to call them, everyone ending with science. And then I'll show you 10 magazines, each one of them will tell you it's good for you to smoke a little bit of weed. And some of them, they will say it's very bad to smoke it. If you smoke that, it will kill your brain cells. And you open different ones, say it's recommended to smoke it. It will make your life better. So there's many research, and nobody know what's going on. Now, for example, if I am with coffee, I'll say, coffee is good for you. It has antioxidant. I can bring you the same article from the same newspaper last year, and the coffee is very bad. Do not drink it. You see why is that? Because now everything is controlled by corporation. Everything is controlled. I can, for example, as a researcher, control whatever I want to control it. In which way? For example, if I bring 2 beans of coffee, it's good for me to drink it. So I'll just put it in a report as that. But if you drink a cup of coffee, it will be bad for you. So I'm not going to mention that. You see, they manipulate all the information. So all this information is like that river. We are so thirsty for happiness. We want to be happy. You know, I want to own the best car, I want to own the best business, I want to do whatever. I don't want to think about my cousins or my family, or who cares about them. I want to be the best guy in high school or in middle school or in college. And you have the right to be, but in which way? You want to be the way of Ashab al-Imam al-Mahdi, the 313. Because he's going to take the best of the best of the best of the best. You know, count best 7 times and 313 are the best of the 7 times. I have research on that. Inshallah, we can reflect more on that later. 7 layers of best, and the 313 are in that layer. Because when Allah Azza wa Jal, He's gonna choose the 313, they're the 7 times best. You know, this is like, why? Because they're the highest. Now we live in age that, I'm sorry to say that, all the 313, they know themselves. Since 2 months ago till this moment, most of the 313, they know this. How did I know this information? From people call themselves Urafa. Urafa are very deep people in spirituality, and they'll be able to know those people. They'll be able to see their energy. You see that? That's very important. So is it time for you to quit, to say, you know what? All the 313 now, they know themselves, and now I don't have a chance anymore. In reality, no, you have a chance to be with those ones, because those 313 are what? Are like a stars who make one constellation of stars, but they still need many more stars to continue all the 88 system stars that we have around Earth. For the new people, again, everything is connected together. Everything is connected together. Even the way Allah Azza wa Jal created you, your shape, the way you are created, it is symbolizing something very important in life. Imam Ali, what does he say? تحسب نفسك جرما صغير وفيك انطوى العالم. You think yourself like a small thing in the universe. In reality, all the universe is inside you. Let me tell you something. Any stars around you, any far star or near star, whatever you want to say, nebula or all those systems, all the content of these stars existed inside your body. They exist inside your body. You are energy that consume, and you are energy that can be generating. You can change all this radiation. For example, a happy heart. For example, you're a happy person, happy heart. You're always calm. You like Allah Azza wa Jal in the form of rida, contentment. Your heart will be spreading happiness around, for example, here in this area, 20 miles. And we have a research on that. I'm not talking spirituality, I'm talking science. Your heart will change 20 miles around you. For example, if someone is praying good, you'll be able to make your brother and your sisters praying, even if they're not convinced with prayers. Even if you don't say anything to them. Your heart, your energy inside you will change everything around you. Okay, for example, let me tell you something. 6 years ago in this community, many ladies would start wearing scarf, and they were so happy with it. Suddenly now, people they start taking it. Why? Why do you think that? Before they were convinced, now they're not convinced. Nothing changed. We always have this debate because we lost someone here who had this purity inside his heart, and that this purity was spreading this beautiful message. We lost a man, no, we lost a woman who loved a scarf so much in a pure form that she was changing everyone around her, that affected all the community. To that point, if you are, for example, you have kind heart, for example, as a gentleman, you will affect all the parameters around you 20 miles. People will start praying and they don't really know why. They will start talking to God and they don't really know why. We are those centers of energy. And the main center of this energy is the Kaaba. And the Kaaba now, they're trying to change it with the circles. New people, we never explained that, but inshallah, in our near future, we'll show you more lectures regarding that. And I did talk about this a couple weeks ago, and I want you to search for it on YouTube. I want you to search for the Kaaba. You know what's happening inside the Kaaba and why they're changing the shape of Kaaba. Because the reality of Kaaba is a cube, and then they're surrounding that with a circle. And we have what we call a sacred geometry. the devil is making a sacred geometry to always take this energy away, to shift it from the mu'mineen. But we always have to be generating this information. So anyway, we'll go back to that subject. In different ayah, Allah Azza wa Jal talked about these ones, Malaika al-Musawwamin. He talked about something even greater than Malaika al-Musawwamin. For example, a mu'min, a believer, he always, for example, when his niyyah to do something good, angels will come and help him. Okay, but there's some even beyond those people, even if they think about something or pray to Allah Azza wa Jal, this time something will be with them. They'll be able to control it. So now we have two types of people. I'll show you the ayah. The ayah saying here in Surah Al-Hijr, Allah Azza wa Jal, He talked about Qawm Lut, they were committing the gay act. They were committing the gay act, and Allah Azza wa Jal, He kept talking. The Prophet, he kept telling them, please quit doing that. It's very bad. You are doing that. And then over here, Allah Azza wa Jal said, فَجَعَلْنَا عَلِيهَا سَافِلَهَا وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ حِجَارًا مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ. He said, those did we turn it upside down, and then rained down upon them stones of what have been decreed. Allah Azza wa Jal is talking about the people of Lut, because their prophet, he kept telling them, the act, whatever you do is very bad for a period of years. And inshallah, we're gonna talk about their stories. And at the very end, now their prophet, he prayed that all this town will be upside down. And then what happened is Jibreel alayhi salam, Gabriel, he came, and Gabriel, he has wings. From they say, the Anbiya, they said, because his wings are very large and big, all what he did from his peak of his wing, small piece, he inserted inside that wherever place they were living, and then he took them very high in the sky, and then he flipped it down. And this place exists between Jordan and Palestine now. If you open YouTube, you can search it. Anyway, and after that, Allah Azza wa Jal, He said, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْمُتَوَسِّمِينَ. Mutawassimin, sure, I'm gonna explain in English. Surely in this air sign for those who examines. And again, the translation is wrong. If we open the translation, the old translation, what does it mean, mutawassimin? Mutawassimin, they say the people who has simat. For example, Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentioned them, simahum fi wujuhihim min asal shudud. For example, if you want to know a mu'min, before, how are you going to know a mu'min? You don't have any equipment to know him, so they used to to do sujood, and then the urs will be over here. If you want to know a mu'min, this is what they say. Allah Azza wa Jal, when He talked about mutawassimin, He's not talking about people who have signs. He's talking about different type of people. Why I'm saying that? Because Sayyid Qahtani, the one who's saying that I am the Yamani in Lebanon, he said he is the wazir of Imam Mahdi. Imam Mahdi is teaching him all the science. He said the mutawassimin are the people who will be able to know what you're thinking about immediately. Why? Because Imam Mahdi need people around him to see other people what they're thinking of Imam Mahdi, so they can protect him. Okay, I'm gonna ask Sayyid Qahtani, what is the relationship in the ayah between people of Lut and then the mutawassimin who's gonna know what other people are thinking of? What's the relationship? There's no relationship. So the idea of presenting the Quran in this form, that's very important point. I want you to listen to it. Anyone will bring you a translation of the Quran, a meaning of the ayah, a meaning of the surah, even if it does exist in a book. Compare it with the previous ayat, compare it with it, and then after ayat, and you see where this ayah exists in. For example, when Allah Azza wa Jal talk about people who commit this act, this bad act, and then after that He say, this is a sign for those who examine. Examine what? What those people gonna examine from Allah Azza wa Jal flipping their town upside down? They're not gonna examine anything. So the reality here, al-mutawassimin are the people who they're gonna be with Imam Mahdi. This is what we call ilm al-tawassum. Who they're going to be with Imam Mahdi. They have the control of things without the using of angels. They don't need angels to do it anymore. They'll be able to do it themselves. That's why we have many narration that said, if one of those people, the 313, he wanna fight a big mountains, he'll be able to split it aside immediately in 1 second. He doesn't need any angels anymore. Why? Because they are able to change the matter itself. You see, they change themselves to the point that we're able to change the matter itself. And then when they change the matter itself, they'll have the science of ilm al-tawassum. You see, this is the connection between ilm al-tawassum and al-malaika al-musawwamin. And Allah Azza wa Jalla in the Holy Quran, He mentioned those two malaika al-musawwamin and al-ayat al-mutawassimin, exact, almost the same wording, but the second one, it has a ta in it. You know the Arabic alphabet? Alif, ba, ta. You know it? How much you know about it? A little bit, right? Okay. For the new people again, who didn't heard my lectures before, everything in nature, it has equal in physics. Everything in nature has equal in physics, and everything in physics has equal in language, and everything in language has equal in mathematics. How? When Allah Azza wa Jal created the first thing was created is the dot. You know, this dot. And when Allah Azza wa Jal said Noon wal Qalam, at the very beginning of the universe, Noon is represented by Rasulullah. Rasulullah is Noon. Wal Qalam, who's Wal Qalam? Is Imam Ali. Why? Because he's the dot. You know, when you have a pen with you, the pen has a dot at the right and the other side. For sure, this is a long argument for the new people. Some of you, they're not gonna accept that, but I'm gonna mention it very fast because it's important to mention what does it mean inside al-mutawassimin from the other thing, from the malaika. When He created the dot, Allah Azza wa Jal, He started doing it just in one side. At the very beginning, we had what? Now we live in a third dimension, right? We live in a third dimension. When He created the first thing, He created the first dimension, right? The first dimension is a dot. You see, my hand dot with nothing from behind. This is what we call it what? Singularity. This is how everything was created. Okay? The second thing is a dot that has a behind. Okay, this is the second dimension. Where we can find that? We can find it inside a TV or your cell phone or whatever. You see, in cell phone over here, you'll be able to see everything, but it's a flat thing. You'll be able to see a 3D world, but from a flat world, right? This is the second dimension. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He created in the second dimension the harf al-alif. Alif is just up, down, that's it. Just like a line. And then after that, something up. You took mathematics, right? Before? Graph? You took graph? Okay. Something up. If you want to create the second dimension truly, what you gonna do? Something horizontal, yes. What that will be? Ba, no, ba. Alif, ba. In Arabic, you have the alif is up, and you have the ba is doing like this. Right? Okay, if you want to start creating the 3D universe, what do you want to create? X, Y, and Z. What Z will be? In Arabic alphabet will be ta. I know alif, ba, the second one, the ta. Alif, ba, ta is the third dimension. You see X, Y, and Z. You see, this is what I'm telling you. The graph, the geometry exists inside the alphabet. You see, the Arabic alphabets are holy. Allah Azza wa Jal created them from holy geometry. It's not normal. It's not just like alphabets. Someone who created. No, Allah Azza wa Jal created that. The Arabic alphabet, Allah Azza wa Jal created that. And the English numbers, in reality, used to be Arabic numbers, and they stole them from the Arabic word. So the English numbers, they have a meaning inside the sacred geometry. I'm not gonna mention that. It's a long subject. but I'm gonna go to that ta. You see, alif, ba, ta. So we have three universe at the same time, not three universe, three dimension at the same time. Just for your information, what does ta mean? Tha, this the fourth Arabic letter. If we have the X, Y, and Z, what's left? We left the time. Where is the time? For us to live, we need time. Time in Arabic alphabet represented by tha. Let's say we live in a third dimension, right? So Allah Azza wa Jal created 4 letters. Let's say we live in a fourth dimension. What He's gonna create? The next letter after tha. But we don't have it. Why? Because we live in a third dimension. But the people who live in a fourth dimension, they have one more letter after that, because their dimension represented Allah Azza wa Jal in the alphabets. It has to be represented in the alphabet. For example, I'll give you one more example and I'll move to my point. If we are in a third dimension now and Allah Azza wa Jal opened the door for us to go to the fourth dimension, are we going to look the same thing now? We're gonna look completely different. Why? Because the fourth dimension involving the time with it, the tha. And after that there's a letter. If we study this science, we'll be able to figure 7 letters after that. I'm not gonna even go into this now, but we'll be able to discover 7 letters and we'll be able to use them in science. You see? So Allah Azza wa Jal, when He created everything in the Holy Quran, even His name is a creation for Allah, for the Creator. His names is a creation. His sifat, all the ayat you see it, is a creation for Allah. So we go back to the point. So over here Allah Azza wa Jal said فَجَعَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا سَافِلَهَا وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ حِجَارَ مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ. That's very important point. حِجَارَ مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ. Bless you. So حِجَارَ مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ, did He mention it in different place? I'll explain what حِجَارَ مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ. حِجَارَ مِنْ سِجِّيلٍ is a stones, like the narration, some narrators said, or when they explained the Quran, as stones were carried by the phoenix bird, start hitting some bad people. This is what they said. The hijara min sijil are, the phoenix that doesn't exist, only existed in a Egyptian, theology. It doesn't exist. There's nothing called phoenix. So why you bringing phoenix to the Quran? Hijara min sijil is just, you see the stones that around earth. You see their small stones around earth. So when Allah Azza wa Jal, He's gonna send hijara min sijil, is He just move one stone, it will go inside the ozone, it will be destroyed, it will be heated, and then it will go directly to the bad people. This is it. This is the hijara min sijil. There is nothing called phoenix. You see, if we translate everything, this is what I'm telling you. In the Quran, you need to translate everything to your point now, because the Quran is moving with time. It's not for those people. Those people didn't understand. They thought always earth is flat. The people who lived during Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam time, they thought the everything was flat. But Rasulullah was teaching them it's not flat, it's round. But they couldn't comprehend. So He told them it looked like what? A phoenix bird who's carrying those subjects. Anyway, over there, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned it in Surah Al-Fil, the elephant. Why elephant? Why He named this surah elephant? Who knows? I want you to think about this theology. When I told you that Surah Al-Baqarah is about life, Hayat al-Dunya. Surah Al-Imran is about Malakut, Anbiya, and the constitution. The Surah Al-Fil, what is it about? Surah Al-Fil is combining Surah Al-Baqarah with Surah Al-Imran. It's combining both together. It's like a big universe with Anbiya over here and with Alam al-Dunya over here. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal called it Surah Al-Fil. How did we know that? When we open the Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alam, you see at the beginning, Surah Al-Baqarah started with what? Alif Lam Mim. Alam over here. And then the second ayah, Alam naj'al kaydahum fi tadlil. Surah Al-Imran started with what? With Alif Lam Mim. So if in one ayah He told you Alam, so He's talking Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil. So he's talking about Surah Al-Baqarah. And then after that, Alam naj'al kaydahum fi tadlil. He's talking about Surah Al-Imran. Alam. Because he connected Alam together. You see, over there, Alam is like a universe together. It's not connected. You shouldn't be connected in reality. But when Surah Al-Fil, it's connected all together. I hope you're understanding. I'm not expanding so much. Or moving too fast. So after that, he talked about hijara min sijil. He talked about this type of stones. How we can translate this type of stones to our time. So when Allah Azza wa Jal is going to send those bad people hijara min sijil, what he's gonna send them? Huh? He's gonna send them people who are working with the good people. So after Imam Mahdi, the main people who's gonna serve Imam Mahdi are 313. If you didn't have a luck with those 313, he's gonna what? He's gonna create from 313 1,000 people. Those people are, they reach the 6th level. You know when I told you that 313 they passed 7 tests? That under 313 they have to pass 6 tests. And under that they're gonna be 5,000 people. And those one they have to pass 5 tests only. And under that they're gonna be 25,000 people. They have to pass only 4 tests. And under that 40,000 people. And under that 70,000 people. You see, so you never missed your chance to be with Imam Mahdi, even if you're not from the 313. Why? Because serving Imam Mahdi, even by just, like for example, if Allah Azza wa Jal created you, you lived all your life, He get you the chance to carry just 1 cup, and then you give it to Imam Mahdi, and then you come back, this is it, you fulfilled your life. That's it. You don't need really to be with Imam Mahdi, because, why? Because when any of the imams or the anbiya, they always represent Allah Azza wa Jal. For example, he is like ambassador. For example, if we have an ambassador in Lebanon for United States, when he say we're gonna support you, this is mean United States gonna be supporting Lebanon, right? When Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam or his successor like Imam Mahdi, when he tell you Salamu alaikum, he's not telling you Salamu alaikum from his own hand. He's telling you Salamu alaikum from who? From Allah. He's telling you Salaam alaikum from Allah. So if he tell you Salaam alaikum from Allah, what do you need more than that? That's it. You're all set. If you're just looking life as what? To go just to heaven. Because heaven is not really the goal at the very end. There's something even more precious than heaven. Inshallah, we'll be talking about this in the future. But just my main message is for you, for the 313, do not believe any single one. He goes on TV explaining the science of who you really are, or telling you I am representing Imam Mahdi, or Imam Mahdi is talking to me, or Imam Mahdi yesterday sent me a message, or if someone having something bad and suddenly through me or through someone else Imam Mahdi is talking to you. In reality, Imam Mahdi does not need me to talk to you or need anyone. Why? Every single one of you here, he dreamed about an Imam before, right? You did dreamed about Imam before. Your parents, you heard maybe your mom, your dad telling you, for example, I saw Imam Ali, he gave me something. I saw Sayyidah Zahra, she gave me something. I saw, every one of you here saw those Imams. You don't really need me or need someone else to tell you what to do, because they're connecting with each one of you. Why? Because they live in a 4th dimension. If you live in a 4th dimension, everything will be like a timeline to you. You'll be able to go from place to place with no time. And I'm just telling you from the science of alphabet. I'm not gonna even go to the physics, because it will get very hard and no one will understand. Okay. So what is the message? The message is, do not believe anyone. Believe in your own instinct only. You will see, good people are, when Imam Mahdi inshallah will come, or the Yamani, they'll start talking about them, and they have the proof that they are those people. For example, the Yamani, when he comes, he's not gonna prove to you that he can cure cancer, He's not gonna prove. He doesn't have time for that. He's gonna be in Yemen, and he's going to be representing Imam Mahdi in a high level with politics. He's not gonna be representing Imam Mahdi to fix your sewers at homes. Because now I feel some people, whatever problems they have, they want one of the imams solve their problem. And this is good, but not in this way, not in this level. I want you to respect yourself and respect imams, and you move toward them. How you move toward them? By knowledge, gaining knowledge. You see, 1400 years and humanity is going always back. We need new advanced skills. We need people who are specialized with politics, not just war. Always, some people, for example, ladies or men, or they say, okay, I want to be a doctor, but can I serve Imam Mahdi this way? Yeah, for sure you can. It's not going to be all about war. War is going to be just little short period. Just little short period. After that, he's going to build a government. Government need everything, need all skills. And with him, inshallah, you will reach the rida of Allah Azza wa Jal. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.